lap. Now taking nice and easy through club section, now through the final corner, and there you can see Navy taking that pole position, a 1:27.1. Several drivers disqualified from their lap time through, validating it, and Mays cruising around gets 7th place on the grid, so nicely done.
Not too bad. I think Navy's on mediums as well with that qualification.
It is indeed. 27.1 from Navy then, as he puts it, on pole position. Cass in second, Storm in third, Vaporeon in fourth, Sean in fifth, Kelvin sixth, and Mays in seventh. The Gort and Calspare retiring on their own accord, with Mashiro, Conti, Recon and Chubbs all invalidating their lap time, and they will have to start respectively in those positions at the back. But lots to take away from this. Well, Navy on pole position on the medium tyres is a big one to take away from this.
Yeah, 300s ahead of Cass. I was on board with Cass for the majority of his lap, and he drove a very astute lap out there. I'm shocked by Storm as well, down in third. Just a 10th and a half off, just over 10th and a half off of Navy on a set of softs. For a League 2 driver, he's best of the guys from League 2. And I say, come on, Storm.
Well, let's see how it all pans out then. In towards the race we go. And we'll, of course, get you onto the formation up very shortly. A little bit overcast in the sky, so, well, it is Britain. It wouldn't be a British Grand Prix without a little bit of a threat of rain, that is for sure.
Check if I've got an
13 drivers out here ready to do battle over the 52 laps we await for the British Grand Prix. And, of course, 18 corners here at Silverstone. It's one of the legendary tracks on the calendar, a staple of the British Grand Prix. And Shapalele has left the session. Now, I can still... Is his name still up there? Yeah, he can still rejoin.
Just going to have that open
anyway.
there.
I'm having a look here.
He rejoined at the end of qualifying, so I don't think his car will be on the grid.
Well, we'll have to see if 12 cars take the start or 13. That's such an awful time to have a disconnect like that. Shapalele has joined again, but as you see, I don't think his car's going to be on the grid, which is such a shame for him. And I think he understands now what the consequence of that session is. He did obviously qualify. I'm just trying to find his name up there. Well, 13 cars on the grid still. Well, let's see how it all goes down then. Anyway, we have a Renault there on pole position on the medium tyres here at Silverstone, and this probably is a very good time to take you through that strategy and an idea of what these drivers are going to be picking here today. Soft tyres, lap 20 to 24. Looks like it's going to be your pit window at the very start of this race, then to go on to the medium tyres. If you're running the medium tyres, your window opens lap 28 to 32 to get the soft tyres to the end of this race. That is, of course, if it is a dry race with no rain whatsoever, no safety car disruptions, nothing of the sort. If it's nice and safe here, if it's nice and cool running all the way to the checker flag, that is what you can expect. But of course, this is Formula One. Anything can happen, and it usually does. James, your first 100% race commentating over. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling alright, to be honest. I think Navy on a set of mediums is going to try and lead the way, but watch out for Cass and Storm off the start. Vaporeon as well. Could be very quick off the start. They could try and get Navy and nab him off the start. Watch out for Calspert down in 9th. I think he targeted maybe a Leicester first. Sadly, that hasn't worked out for him with the disqualifications that happened behind him. And just to speak about as well the tyre strategy in behind, Shiro, Conti, Recon and Chubbs, all on different tyres. Mashiro, Conti, Recon, especially on a set of mediums, Chubbs on a set of softs. Conti, Recon, of course, being in that bottom 3 with Chubbs. It's going to be quite interesting to see how they get on. But honestly, I'm looking forward to this. And bring it on.
Bring it on, absolutely. As we saw Mashiro there, a previous two-time winner of the Challenge Cup, and now you see Mays there, who is a previous winner of TTL F1 League 1, a race winner, that is. Better than my record, that is for sure. But as we make our way now towards the grid, Navy is on pole position then for this Challenge Cup. Will he be able to hold on and give himself the chance to put himself in the record books? Get another win on the board. 13 cars will start this race with Navy on pole position. Cass taking the front row as well, as we await now the signal to start this race. The 5 lights will will count up here. And it is 5 red lights at Silverstone.
Please to invite me as a director.
We are underway. What are the starts like? Lots of wheel spin from the second row of the grid. You can see there, Cass getting a good start, but it's already carnage in the background here as a Toro Rosso gets very wayward with the rear end there. Mashiro Recon caught up there. Now, what's that Vaporeon getting a little bit wayward there? And it is a safety car. That doesn't appear on my screen, but yes, a safety car has been deployed on the very first lap here of this Challenge Cup race. A messy start there from what looked like Vaporeon. It could have been Vaporeon, it could have been Calsper there, but definitely a rear tyre or two was spun up there, and it caused all sorts of carnage. So the drivers now have to follow a delta until they reach the start-finish line, where they'll have to be picked up by the safety car. Now, we saw something similar happen to Mashiro all those seasons ago, where he obviously sped past the safety car, then he wasn't supposed to, so
similar.
That should be a warning shot for Cass here, as he looks to try and rejoin the back of that safety car queue. It's waiting for him on the exit of Aintree, so he's got to be careful approaching it there, especially on a high-speed section like that. But Cass does get the jump on Navy then, up towards first place. Navy then in second, Storm in third, and Kelvin fourth. The Gort there running in fifth now. Macy's up to sixth.
We are, of course, at Road America.
From 13th place. Great start from the last driver. Kept his head down in all that carnage. Sean then in 8th, but with front wing damage. Recon in 9th. Calsper with no front wing whatsoever in 10th. Vaporeon in 11th with a bit of front wing damage. Massive amount of front wing damage. He's still got a front wing, but more like a T-train more than anything else. Mashiro also having front wing damage on the left-hand side of his front wing. So it's going to be a very busy pit lane, but at least under the safety car they'll be able to come in and get a free pit stop before they can join at the back of the safety car queue. And pretty much we'll go from a rolling start, except Cass is starting from first, May starting from sixth. In fact, there's lots of cars coming into the pits. Kelvin into the pits, Sean picking up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now, I wonder if Kelvin has damage. Didn't look like he did, neither did Mays actually, but they're coming into the pits. Let's see what's going to happen here. There's a front wing ready in the Ferrari box there, so that will be changed. Then Kelvin in the pits. He's going a set of the hard tyres then, so it looked like the Racing Point here going to the end of the race on those hard tyres. That's a brave and bold call there from the Racing Point there. However, I've seen stranger things happen though, James.
I've seen stranger things happen as well. Sean as well, with all of the front wing changes being made, he's getting past Mays and Mashiro, and he's on a set of hard compounded tyres as well. So it's going to be quite interesting to see if these guys can get 50 laps out of these tyres. I think they're going to stop rather than anything else. But it's quite interesting to see Kelvin and Sean. Sean obviously having front wing damage, but Kelvin not. So that's a bit of a tactical decision. Mays, Mashiro, Calsper, Vaporeon all getting caught up in that incident. I don't know what happened, to be honest. I didn't see what happened coming down through turn 1. I mean, the safety car was out through turn 1. That's how good this race has been so far.
Well, so far so good. Just the one retirement then of Conti, who is out of the Challenge Cup race. 12 runners left. But the plus side is those drivers that have pitted for repairs, more likely than not, will be able to rejoin the back of this queue here. So they'll be able to go racing once we get started. Only this time it'll be a rolling start. But the Virtual Bird Mylander leading the way then on lap 1. He's only a lap down. See if he gets a chance to come out again in this race there. But Cass leading the way, Navy second with Storm in third. The Gort is now in 4th place with Chubbs in 5th. Recon 6th, Kelvin 7th, Sean in 8th, Mays 9th, Mashiro rounding out the top 10, and Calsper and Vaporeon 11th and 12th.
Okay, now it's working.
Obviously, they had to double stack in that pit lane, so that's why Vaporeon is all the way back there. Now, normally, the safety car is indicating down the hangar straight whether it's going to pit in, because the pit entrance is right there on the right-hand side. So we're going for at least one more lap, so that should be plenty of time for Vaporeon
they're made for close racing, so we should see some rather close racing.
Not only wait for the double stack, but also have a front wing change, change the tyres, everything like that. So he really had to wait a long time. But with another lap,
they should be close. And of course, we're racing at Road America. It has 14 turns, and it's one of the first European-style tracks in America. It was built, has been raced on since the 1950s. And opened in 1955. It is placed near Elkhart Lake. Works. Okay, so here we see racing at home. He is going rapid in his Dallara here, in the scouting livery. Honda engine, of course. Here we go through the fearsome and incredibly long carousel, which is turn 9 and turn 10, which form up, coming up to one of the fastest corners on the track, flat out right-hander, turn 11, known as the kink, and then he goes down Kelbottom into Canada corner at the bottom here. He seems to be slowing down for traffic. So we're on the up Thunder Valley now, and of course, sorry about this. Yeah, problem. I'll try to get myself back connected as soon as possible. There. Joining multiplayer session. Just going to check. Yep. Okay. Love cool connection. Yeah, Road America. 6 kilometers and 510 meters. Not 51. Famous. It has been worked on quite a bit, but it is quite close to what it originally was, which you can visually see because there is very little asphalt runoff, and there is the curbs are very small, and it goes directly onto the grass. The race lap record is held by Dario Franchitti from 2000 in his oh dear me. Oh, we're facing through reality here. And racing at home, just going through the long turn 9 and turn 10. Coming up now to the kink, up through Kelbottom, and he's moving rapidly. He is moving quick in the number 19 Honda. Braking here, difficult corner to get right, blind. You don't really see the apex before you're done with the braking. Coming over the top here, flat out left-hander. You don't want to go side by side through there. Then a quick right-hander up to the start finish straight, up the massive hill, which is enormous to say at least, and racing home, touching the grass a bit, and he has disconnected me again. Come on, give me something to work with that. Back, and then connect. Yes. Joining multiplayer session. Join. Of course, I said there's two engines. There's the Chevrolet and there's the Honda. Both have equal powers, difference in delivery and peak power and torque curves and etc, but nuances per engine. They're very easy to drive. They're made to be easy to drive as well, and they put out in road spec about 740 horsepower. Just waiting to load in here. It is a rather long circuit, at 6 kilometers and 510 meters. And we face reality, and racing at home is on pole position as it takes quite a bit of curb there. You can hear the turbo spooling up as it goes through the flat, well, close to flat, if not flat, right-hander. Braking hard, and he's slowing down to let other cars by. Let's have a look at P2. Coming up to the left-hander over the hill, no, sorry, at the bottom of the hill, going through the long right-hander. He is in the Doom livery. It's the Honda, of course, SMP Racing Honda. Here we have another Honda. This is a bit more artsy, number 18. TT Charlie, oh no, yeah. So that one coming. problems with connecting. The join. I'm sorry about the lackluster commentary. This circuit does also have a karting road course beside it. It hosts major events like IndyCar from 2016 till present, NASCAR, Motor America, has previously also hosted American Le Mans, Grand Rolex, Sports Car Series, SCCA, Sports Cars, etc. etc. As we again go on board with racing at home, still on pole with a 1:44.041. Now, for reference, the lap record on this track he is in the Honda. The lap record on this track is in the Dallara Honda a 1:39.6, so he is moving rapidly. And that is of course on PC, which if you don't know, PC is always quite a bit faster than PS4. And I've been disconnected again. Connection be like ace. Come on. Working on it, working on it, working on it, working on it, working on it. Join. No, not that. Join. By looks now, it looks like the Dallara Hondas are having a grip of the Chevrolets in qualifying trim at least. Of course, we do not know what the race pace looks like. Yeah, of course, yeah. This is the first IndyCar race in CRC, so it's new to everyone, and there will be tough fighting. This circuit also has a lot of straights, and the straights are rather long, so possibilities for straight line overtakes are high. These cars, however, do not have high straight line speeds, which does challenge the drivers to make a setup where you have to compromise between corner speed and straight speed. So yeah, racing at home again into the incredibly long right-hander. And let's go down the list. We have racing at home, of course, then moving up to P2, Commentators, half a second off racing at home. Ground C66 is in P3, close behind P2 in the Dallara Honda. Here is Emmanuel Beast in his Dallara Honda, number 18. Matt Friar in his very own Honda, Dallara Chevrolet. Pushing hard, and I've been disconnected. Great. Just lovely, isn't it? Of course, not everyone is in this lobby. Let us join here. Matt Friar is in Chevrolet in HRT Esports, and so is Tiger Car 22, both in Chevrolets and in HRT Esports, their teammates. TTG Mace and Agulator 1985 are in Ferruccio Motorsport, both racing for Chevrolet. And then racing at home, and Emmanuel Beast is in Wilson Racing, both in Hondas, of course, as shown. Sam Hesketh is at himself in Hesketh Racing with his Honda. Commentalist and Iro Damon are both in Iro Motorsports, and they both drive for Chevrolet. Big Kid Daddy and Charlie H running in Williams Engineering, both for Honda. Chaos Punk 82, and Bugatti 030629, both in Team Bugaspun, racing for Chevrolet, Oisin MCG 38, and Ben Gallagher 045 are racing for Real World Drive. They're both in Chevrolets, and last here Ground is S76 and Yoga are racing for Team NLR Indy and Honda. As we see here, Ben Gallagher, of course, quick car in the Gallagher livery, fitting to say the least. Chevrolet, of course, big power. And we see here that Racing at Home has a relative dominance over pole here, sitting half a second ahead of everyone else, which is a comfortable margin. Of course, I've been disconnected. What did I expect? Joining multiplayer session here. Just wait for it to roll on in. Hopefully I'll have a strong connection this time round. Oh yeah, of course, the timer has run out past 3 minutes, so I'm going to need to wait until the race starts, sadly. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, so that is the premier American open wheel series, and is also one of the most popular in the nation. Racing along, well, competing with, among others, NASCAR. There was, well, before the early years, well, in the early years, there was both kart and Indy cars. Which were two separate racing series which competed in America, but due to increasing costs and one side eventually winning, they both merged into IndyCar. In modern times you may know drivers such as Santino Ferrucci, Will Power, me getting disconnected, Felix Rosenqvist, Marcus Ericsson, ex-Formula 1 driver, Will Power, Alexander Rossi, and plenty of other incredibly talented open wheel drivers, having raced on both the European and the American scene, driving in IndyCar. Waiting for the time to go out. Here we of course we have 13 drivers in this lobby. Very high average here, looking at it. 45-minute race with adjustable weather, rolling starts with a cooldown lap. 15-minute qualifying, which has just been spent. There is no default setups, so the drivers have had their own adjustments on the car and how they want it, etc. And they also have damage fully on, which is difficult if you don't get it right, where a small crash can lead to the end of your race. And Charlie has disconnected. That might be a problem. That is a problem, actually. That was fun. Yeah, I've been disconnected again. Yeah, the race should have started at this point. Either in the warm-up lobby or warm-up situation here. Just waiting for Project Cast to agree with me on casting this race. Yeah, there it is. Okay, race has started. I'm sorry I didn't get lap 1, but due to connection issues we were unable to broadcast it. We're loading up now. 56%. They should be on lap 2 or lap 3 at this point, and we'll see what has happened on the first laps. Oh no, they're still in the waiting point here. So you have Racing at Home on pole, comment list number 2 in the yellow Menards livery, Groundsy P3 in the Honda, Emmanuel Beast Honda again P4, Ben Gallagher in the Gallagher livery for Chevrolet P5, Matt in P6 for the number 9 Chevrolet, Bugatti in the number 12 Chevrolet, Dropia in the number 41 Honda starting from P8, Damon from P9 with the Pensoil livery Chevrolet, Yoga from the Honda team number 5 driven by James Clinchcliffe in real life, and I've been disconnected. Great. Yeah, it's yeah, we've had problems with it all night long out, so I'm just trying to get in. Of course, Charlie did disconnect, so he's unable to race. So some drivers have been bumped up in the field and one driver has disappeared. There will be points for the top 10. So, by the looks of things, there will only be 2 drivers who don't score points at this rate. Of course, we are waiting on eventual failures to finish due to mechanical problems or connection problems. This is also the track where the infamous Porsche roll happened. There was a roll by Mercedes at Le Mans, and the race has started. Racing at Home has dropped down to P3. Ben Gallagher there, missing his braking point, running wide, P4. Comment list has taken the start up to P1. Yoga, Groundsy close behind, Racing at Home, Ben Gallagher. Then there's a small gap to Mats. Then there's Yoga, Groundsy has disconnected. Matt here, there is some people running wide, and Damon has had a bit of a shunt. He lost his front wing and has lost a rear wheel as long as his rear end. Looks like a DNF there. Oisin has also lost a front right wheel, big damage, and Emmanuel Beast has lost a rear wheel. Looks like he is unable to move. Back to the action. Yogurt here, chasing hard. So is Grounds here, coming up to Racing at Home, but defending from Ben Gallagher behind. MC Osen has retired. Only 9 drivers in this race at the moment. And Groundsy runs wide. Here comes Ben Gallagher. Moves up. Clean move there. Got it in. And now he's up to P4. Chasing, of course, Racing at Home. Speaking of Racing at Home, Racing at Home is chasing comment lists. But here comes the straight. And Ben Gallagher has the slipstream of Racing at Home. He is closer and he will definitely gain. But also, Groundsy here. Coming up to Ben Gallagher, making a move. Ben Gallagher has gotten a penalty. Moving up, gotten a clean pass, and he's up to P3 again, taking back the position he lost. And there's going to be some infighting here, but looks of things, both trying to pass each other. And here we'll go on to another long straight. Ben Gallagher gets an amazing exit, closes up onto Groundsy. Here we go. Approaching the slow left-hander, heavy braking zone, downhill. And Gallagher moves to the left, takes the inside, runs a bit of grass, And the side-by-side through, and Groundsy loses out. He's on the outside, and Ben Gallagher slots in front. Only 6 drivers in the race at the moment. So Groundsy again loses his place, but fear not, soon comes another overtaking opportunity. Coming up to a slow left. Difficult to overtake into the air. Coming up to the long right-hander. Average apex speed and exit speed are both crucial into this corner, and also preserving your front left. These drivers are not currently experiencing tyre wear, but they soon will be. They are of course on the alternate, the soft tyres here, so they will wear quite quickly. You can see it on the red rim. And as they move, and Groundsy looking, he's not going for a move at the moment. He's going to wait for the straight by the looks of things, and he's sliding in behind for the slipstream. They both are falling off Racing at Home and Commentators due to their fighting. And now we go into the main straight again. Groundsy, we saw last time he had a bit more straight line speed than what Ben Gallagher did. So we move up here again. Both moving incredibly quickly. Racing at Home sets the fastest lap up, and Commentators both set the fastest lap of 1:47.380, and Commentators gets the fastest last sector. And the Groundsy can't make a move, and Gallagher runs wide. This could be disastrous for him. He's got to slow down for that, no doubt. And they go through here, turn 2, and it looks like Ben Gallagher has pulled out a gap to Groundsy and will be chasing Racing at Home now. Let's have a look at the penalties at the moment. So Ben Gallagher has a 2-second penalty. He needs to pull out a 2-second gap to Groundsy to be able to finish on the podium. And Racing at Home has moved closer to Commentators. Small mistake there. He lost half a second in a very short space of time. And Racing at Home is on it like a car bonnet. Chasing hard, of course, using every single horsepower that Honda engine has. Through the incredibly long left-hander. Racing at Home said in the chat that he was thinking of running a hard left front so that he would not be worried about tyre wear. And the gap extends, and he hits the curb, and it's a spin, and the front wing is gone. Front wing is gone, and here come Ben Gallagher and Groundsy, and he has spun, he hit the curb too hard, and there comes Matt passing again. Disaster for Racing at Home. Has to spin around. Looks like he doesn't have big damage, of course. We can't see the suspension damage if there is any. And look at it, who's closing up to him. Mace here. Looking rather feisty here. He knows that Racing at Home most likely has got some damage to the front end of his car, and he's able to chase. He's running, of course, in the beautiful number 21 blue Chevrolet, chasing Racing at Home. And it looks like the field has stabilized after 5 minutes of racing. Jumping up and down a bit. Gaps are looking on average like 2-second gaps. Speaking of 2-second gaps, Ben Gallagher has put 2 seconds behind him, or between him and Yoga. So can he chase down Commentators and get the win, or is there going to be troubles there? Looks like Mace is not able to catch back up to Racing at Home, but we're waiting to see what the straight line speed is like for Mace. As you can see here, he tops out at 290 through that straight. We're going to keep that in mind. Looks like he's a bit careful on the throttle out of that turn, and Ben Gallagher puts in the best first sector. He is absolutely on it, chasing against Commentators. He's gained quite a bit this lap. They're both at maximum attack now. As you see the drivers here, moving at 250 kilometers an hour, passing through quick right-hander. We move down again, topping out at 276 kilometers an hour. Taking the incredibly slow right-hander, moving up and down. Through the quick left-hander again, shifting up at the exit. Hard braking. Gaps have stabilized, but Groundsy has lost time to Ben Gallagher, so it looks like at the current rate he will be caught by Matt. Ben Gallagher again sets the fastest lap at 1:47.2. And these cars are really moving right now. Getting rid of the speedo there. Chasing, of course, Commentators, who's running comfortably in first here. But he should be watching after his tires now. The drivers have to make a stop for fuel. And if the smart driver here will try to save as much tires as possible so he can push towards the end so he doesn't have to worry about tire wear. But Ben Gallagher, of course, is closing rather quickly here, down to 2.2 seconds out of the turn. And fastest sector 1 again from Ben Gallagher at 1:39.709, improving 2/10 from his last lap. He is absolutely on it. And Mace has not been able to catch up, and Racing at Home is actually pulling away and closing up to Matt, who is running in a comfortable 4th. Granzo, of course, trying his hardest to catch back up, but Ben Gallagher here is the man of action at the moment. Chasing hard, going quickly through there. Losing a bit of time. Thought I heard a small lift. Pushing hard, of course. And here they go, out of the turn, and the gap has increased a bit from the start of the lap, but in overall he is gaining. We can see here that Ben Gallagher has a car set up for the corners, and Racing at Home, after a massive spin, catches the fastest sector 2 time. Impressive indeed. 36.4. And Ben Gallagher again sets the fastest lap and the fastest last sector. 1:46.822 and 30.080. So he's catching 1.8 after turn 1. He is catching at a rate of about 2 or 3 times per lap. You see that this last lap was 1.1 seconds slower than what Ben Gallagher was able to do. He is either running with big problems on his car, or he is saving both fuel and tires. But we see Racing at Home pushing hard. We will reach Matt in about 7 or 8 laps. Here, oh, Ben Gallagher closing really hard here. Commentators, looks like he made a mistake. Of course, Ben Gallagher has to make up another 2 seconds if he does pass for P1, which will be a difficult task. Closing up rapidly, it looks like Commentators is taking wide and fast lines here. Pushing hard through the long right-hander. Reaching speeds of above 270 kilometers an hour in 5th gear. Precise, whereas Ben Gallagher has a bit lower top speed. Both have used push to pass, but critically, Ben Gallagher only has 6 remaining, whereas Commentators has 8. He has more power at his disposal, so if they do get close, Ben Gallagher has to be careful, whereas Commentators can simply deploy to defend. That might be the big difference in lap time here. Ben Gallagher setting the fastest sector. He is setting sectors like crazy. And the fastest lap yet again, 1:46.775. 8 tenths quicker than what Commentators did last lap. He is pushing hard. And look at Racing at Home gaining 9 tenths that lap on Matt. Pushing hard again. But let's look at Ben Gallagher here. Has not used push to pass on this lap, neither has Commentators. They are approaching each other. Will Ben Gallagher try to risk the strategy game here and wait and stay behind him, try to save fuel? Or will he try to go for the pass and track position? He's closing up, especially in the corners exit. He has got those corners nailed, running possibly higher downforce than what Commentators is doing. We saw that Commentators has a bit higher top speed than what Gallagher can get out of his car. So approach here, down to slow left, and Commentators runs a bit wide. Here comes Ben Gallagher. Mace gets a time penalty for running off. Here he is, approaching here. Now Ben Gallagher has to be looking for the move here. He knows it's going to be critical to get a move done. He has more pace in his car, but will be able to make a move. He has slower top speeds, but he is sitting close in the slipstream. 300 kilometers an hour nearly there, going into the right-hander, down to 2nd gear. And Ben Commentators has run wide. He has made the move stick. And Commentators is down to P2 and Gallagher is up to P1. but watch out here. Commentators is looking to set up a move. He has more straight line speed than what Ben Gallagher has. We know that. As they go up the hill here, racing at incredible speeds. And Ben Commentators has a bit shorter gearbox, topping out 297. Whereas Gallagher has the possibility. Oh, and he spins. He misses. He gets on the throttle a bit early, or brake shifts down a bit too quickly, lets the engine drop, and he spins around. And here comes Groundsy. He is hungry for track position. Now, Commentators has toasted rear tyres. So Groundsy has the possibility here of getting a move done. Only a second separate them at the moment. He has managed to eke out a gap. Looks like Groundsy is saving fuel, and Commentators used to push the pass there just to get away from Groundsy. First gear, but his rear tyres must be toasted. Yeah, you can see it on the exit there, toasted rear tyres. While looking at the fuel, Ben Gallagher is running very short here, 10 litres remaining, whereas Commentators has 29, 30 effectively. Races, and he runs wide yet again. He must have absolutely smoked his tyres on the last laps here. It does not look like he is comfortable with the car, and he's still got long to run. Groundsy is running a similar strategy, 2 litres more fuel about. Matt is running the exact same strategy as Groundsy, racing at home, same strategy, and last Mace, yeah. So it looks like Ben Gallagher is risking it all, trying to push as hard as he can early in the race to try and get track position, and it looks like he has achieved that. He will not get a free pit stop. If he pits, he will be fighting with Mace, possibly behind Mace as well, if he pits both tyres and fuel, which he will need to do. Let's come around here, you can hear, and Matt has closed up back to Groundsy. Yeah. So Groundsy was looking for the move on Commentators, but actually has to be careful from behind as Samantha is approaching, as so is racing at home. This is here. A bit of distance between the cars, but we know that these cars can move quite quickly through the corners as well. So the distance will get smaller quickly. Matt has used one more push to pass than what Groundsy has, so this might be interesting. Let's have a look at Commentators there, leading the race before he went wide and spun, pushing him back 8 seconds, and is now fighting to stay in there, going slow through the corner, so be careful as ever to just make it through. He has to focus on that. And Ben Gallagher sets the fastest first sector, 39.701. So yeah, comment list calm through here. Here comes Groundsy, close behind, as well as Matt's. Both pushing, and racing at home has closed up quite a bit. Matt must have made a mistake as he takes a bit of grass there going through. This was the pole sitter. He had a spin on the curb coming up to the corner here. He was careful, and he is running at a pace significantly quicker than everyone else. 8 times quicker than the leader and 1.5 seconds quicker than the guy and then the person in front. He is pushing hard. He's using every single bit of fuel that he has and every single bit of tyre. Yeah, also has 9 push to passes left, which is the most of the entire field. The closest is 8, and Ben Gallagher is in the pits. Ben Gallagher is in the pits, and you can see here Commentators getting past. So is Groundsy, and a bit further behind is Matt, and racing at home. So he will now be faced with quite a struggle as it takes on fuel here. And Mace, he might pass him, we do not know yet. He is leaving the pits now. Can Mace pass him? He has a straight to make up. So we have a look here as we go on board with Mace. Moving quickly up the straight here. Can we see Matt? No, sorry, Gallagher. Is he on the right? He's moved out of the pits, and Mace gets past. So Ben Gallagher has to make up another 5 positions. He has to make up at least 1 track position here to get back past. And racing at home closes back up to Matt. Ben Gallagher here looking hungry for the win. pushing hard. He has enough fuel to make it now. Oh, and Mace runs wide, and Ben Gallagher moves up to P4. Racing Your Home is pushing, and yes, Ben Gallagher has secured a move and is passed. Here see Racing Your Home, he's approaching Matt. He's running consistently quicker, around about 8 tenths a lap quicker on the least. On the last lap, he was 8.5 tenths quicker. Of course, Matt has been in the dirty air of Groundsy, but they're both approaching each other now. So this looks like it will be a three-way fight. And Groundsy moves into the pits. Now we only have Racing Your Home versus Groundsy here. They're moving both quickly, and Analyze chooses to get in early. Save the tyres. And save the pace. Pushing hard, of course. Now keep in mind that these drivers are driving at their best right now. And Grass is in the pits. Will Ben Gallagher get past that as we run up to the line? Going on trackside view here. And he's not out yet. He gets out, but Ben Gallagher will pass him. Will Mays pass him? Yes. Okay, now back to the action here. Racing Your Home versus Groundsy. The pole man trying to make his way back up the field after a crash early on in the race. Looking for a move here. Just trying to close the gap. Last lap he was 1.2 seconds quicker. So by the looks of things he has far more pace. But this is racing. It's easier to catch up, but it's harder to make a move. Let's go through here. Third gear, running quickly. And he is approaching. He got a great drive out of that, and now he's approaching through the quick right-hander. He might make a move down here at the bottom of the straightaway. Looks to the right, gets blocked, but he still goes right all the way around. Brakes hard and takes P2. But will Groundsy come back at Matt come back at him? He is following quickly. And looks like Matt has fallen a bit off. Yes, but this is a long straight, remember? Long straight. We don't know what will happen down the straight here. Tops out, going really quickly at 6th gear, above 290 kilometers an hour. Topping out at 302. And it brakes, and it looks like Racing Your Home has made the move stick. Now, of course, Racing Your Home is running 2 less liters, so he has to pit earlier, maybe a lap earlier. Comment list running comfortably in front, but getting chased down by Racing Your Home, who still runs a comfortable second a lap quicker than everyone else in the field. Ben Gallagher here, moving on to his first actual time lap here, and he is running 4 times slower than what Racing Your Home is. But remember, he has 25 liters more fuel, which is quite the amount. He has about 22 kilograms more weight in his car, but he has fresh tires if he has chosen to put them on. Matt running comfortably here, just lost a position. Of course, not the situation he wanted. Let's have a look at the timing screen here. So Mace has a 1 second penalty, and Ben Gallagher still has that 2 second penalty to cope with. Of course, Groundsy is trying to catch back up to Mace, but he has dropped back in behind 15 seconds from what looks to be after pit stop the leader. But keep in mind, we're approaching the halfway mark here, and he may not need to pit stop pit again. But Racing Your Home here, moving quite rapidly, 36.397 here. He is going to pit soon in 3 or 4 laps, and when that time for pitting comes, he will be absolutely on it. So yeah, comment list goes past. He is saving fuel, whereas Racing Your Home is pushing hard. Matt does not go into the pits. Ben Gallagher has been in the pits. Mace has the least fuel on the grid at the moment, but it all looks like he has stabilized quite a bit. We saw that pit stops take roughly 40 seconds to complete, which is a long time. So effectively the leader here is Ben Gallagher here, with Yoga in P3 or 5, between P3 and P5. Racing Your Home chasing hard here, 1.6 gain the last lap. he will get another lap possibly with fuel here if he chooses to go long or push here. And yeah, Commentators is missing about half a liter on Mace, no, racing at home. So this will get interesting once we move into the pit phase. And Mace gets another time penalty here for track limits. But as we see here, impressive drive here from racing at home after that spin, pushing back up again and closing hard. But I am worried about the fuel. If they want to take it comfortably, they will pit this lap, and by the looks of the fuel consumption, they will need to pit this lap as well. Moving quickly here, as they soon passed 1.2 now. A second separates them, 8 tenths on the apex. Pushing hard. Racing at home has used 2 push to passes since we last saw him. He's on 7 now, whereas Commentators is on 6. So he still has 1 more push pass, and both decide to go into the pits. This will be a pit battle. Here's racing at home. Will Matt? Yes, Matt will also go in. This is looking like an exciting pit phase here. Several cars coming in. First in the box here, racing at home. Pits. He's taking both tyres and fuel. Comment list is taking unknown. Here, Matt. Oh, and someone's already out of pit. It's racing at home. After both tyres and fuel, 70 litres in the tank. Comment list close second, and here comes him. But Ben Gallagher moves up to P1. He has a comfortable margin now to racing at home, who has jumped comment list in the pit phase. As Matt now comes out of the pits. Yellow flag. And Mace is out after a crash. Groundsy here trying to get back up close. He might pass Matt. It will be close. So you see there, Matt on the right. And he is passed, successfully passed Matt. And here comes back comment list. And everyone is on heavy fuel apart from Ben Gallagher, who's on 23 litres. Now, by the looks of things, that will not last. You will have to double stop it. And he is doing the sectors to do so as well. After he pits, he will be last, sadly. He will need at least another 20 litres by the looks of things. The comment list now with fresh tyres, fixed damage, and full fuel will be chasing racing at home hard, who managed to jump in the pit phases. He made up a 8-tenth deficit by doing an incredibly good pit stop and strategy here. So move trackside here. The Menard livery looking feisty as ever, number 22. But the man of the hour here is definitely racing at home, as Ben Gallagher sets another quickest fastest sector 2. Fastest sector 1 and 2 in the same lap. He is going for the lap record here, running 1:46.698, which is 3 or 4 times quicker than the average we saw from racing at home. So he is absolutely on it on this lap. Using the push to pass there to get a quick lap. This goes over the hill. He sets a 46.2, setting the fastest lap of the race. Now, after the pits, which, as I mentioned, it is a 40-second pit stop, roughly. So that means that Matt will be 15 seconds ahead of Ben Gallagher when he does pit. If he does pit, of course. It looks like he will have to due to the fuel. So, will Matt try to risk it and push now to get a gap, or will he just hold back and be comfortable in his position? Ben Gallagher here running the most aggressive strategy with a 2-stop. Needing to do fuel. And it sets another quite faster sector 1. 1:39.522. 1.5 tenths quicker than what it did last lap. He is pushing hard here. 18 minutes left of the race. And 17 litres left. That will be roundabout at highest 7 laps. Excuse me for short calculations, as Groundsy has moved back and Matt is catching him indeed. Gallagher pushing hard, did not get the fastest sector 2 time, but as long as your average sector time is good, it will be great. Pushing hard, pushing those tyres to the limits. And racing at home here. trying to catch back what he lost in the spin. Keep in mind, this is the pole sitter again. He is known to be quick here. In pole, he did a 44 flat, and in race he's running. They're running quite a bit slower as Ben Gallagher comes across the line. 1:45.982, again the fastest lap here. Last sector quicker than everyone else. He is pushing hard, pushing like a madman indeed. Running a second, more than a second quicker than what the average is. What does Racing at Home do when he crosses line? 1:46.9. He is losing a second a lap, but will that be enough for Ben Gallagher here? Of course, the spin here will have put Ben Gallagher in the effective lead, but he did not take enough fuel to go to the end. So will we see? We will see a risky last ditch pit stop from Ben Gallagher here. You can see here that beautiful engine roar as they go through the long right-hander. Chevrolet engine versus Honda power. Both using every single bit of their skill to try to get past the other. Now, Mace does not know if he has indeed outlapped, out-strategized Gallagher, sorry. But he will soon, if he looks at the split time and he gets frustrated and tries to push hard, he might end up spinning again. And that would be disastrous for both him and for the race. Possible race lead here. Ben Gallagher again, moving across the line. He will do a pit stop in 2 or 3 laps by the looks of his current fuel consumption. They use around about 3 liters a lap. Of course, approximated, roughly. But Ben Gallagher pushing, so he is Racing at Home. He did set a 47.2 last lap, so he has fallen off again. And Racing at Home matches the pace, pushing hard again. So, at this rate, Racing at Home has actually inherited the effective race lead. Ben Gallagher, of course, pushing hard to try to make that his own lead. Matt exiting the last turn. Currently sitting in last place. He was close to Groundsy a few laps ago, but sadly has fallen off. It's Groundsy here sitting comfortably, and so is Commentators in his podium position. Pushing hard, pushing hard, pushing hard. Of course, as well, Ben Gallagher has a 2-second penalty. That is a big margin to make up in these cars. We have seen the lap times there moving up and down like a yo-yo, so this will be interesting. He will have to pit next lap. He has a 17-second gap to work with. I don't believe that's enough. I don't think he can make up those 20 seconds in the last 10 minutes, because he also has to manage with Matt, with Groundsy and Commentators before he can make a move for the lead. And Ben Gallagher moves into the pits early. He goes in. So let's have a look here. This will be critical for the entire race. It's Racing at Home here, Groundsy last corner. He will get past. A splash and dash here for Ben Gallagher, possibly even tyres. As he moves past his pit box. Oh no, there's a glitch. And there, Racing at Home gets past. Here comes Commentators, also gets past. Ben Gallagher only going for fuel. Here comes Groundsy, will get past. Comfort gets past as Matt as well gets past. Absolute strategical disaster for Gallagher here. Now he has enough fuel to make it. He has the most fuel out of the entire grid apart from Commentators and Racing at Home. This will be close towards the end of the race here. Racing at Home now, looking like the supreme leader here in pace-wise, sitting on pole, had a spin, but still was able to take it out due to his comfortable strategy and has jumped Commentators in the pit stops, chasing him rapidly the last laps. We'll see here that Racing Home has actually dropped off quite a bit on the pace. Maybe his tyres are not going to last. Ben Gallagher, though, has the possibility to push as hard as he wants, and he has damage. Damage to the right side of the car. Yeah, he's tracking sideways here. No, left side, left front damage. Yeah, he looks like his front wheel is offset. That may lead to him just completely ending the race due to damage. So the chase now is on for Commentators. Does he have the tyres and pace here? Of course, both have fueled themselves to go to the end. This will be interesting to say the least. He has caught a massive amount of time this lap only. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's looking like a feisty one towards the end here. Incredible tyres. Maybe Racing Your Home has damage of saving fuel. Something is off. Oh no, Commentators is using his push to passes here to catch back up. He knows now it's for the race lead, but he does not know Racing Your Home has 7 push to pass still available to him. He can use every single one of them. Not using them has paid out for him after jumping him in the pit stops. Now Commentators are pushing hard to get into that slipstream range. When you get inside 1.2 seconds or second, then you will gain time from the slipstream again. And the lead car will actually lose rear end grip due to the following car completing the car's front car's airflow and reducing downforce from the rear wing and diffuser. So he catches back up again. No big gaps between everyone. Ben Gallagher moving into pits again after having an accident early on here. Having to get back into pits and repair. Losing his rear wing even. So he has lost his rear wing and parts of his front wing is damaged. So he is sadly, even after such an incredible effort to make that aggressive strategy work out, he has not managed to get it done. Passing Commentators, but here comes Racing Home, pushing hard. And he hits the grass again. That's going to be dangerous. If he hits that curve with only the rear tire, that is most likely a spin. We saw him spin on that exact corner, but that was the inside curve. So yeah. Racing Home. No, sorry, Commentators gained 8 tenths last lap. We will see what he has made up, if he has made up any time this next lap. Let's push hard here. Racing Home in the clean air, tops out at round about 290. As Ben Gallagher has been lapped, tops out 290, whereas Commentators tops out around about the same speed. They're running close to equal aero setups, and Commentators is gaining 4 tenths a lap that last time round. At this rate, there will be a fight towards the end of the race on the 2 last laps, probably. With Ben Gallagher here swallowing his pride and having to be lapped, sadly due to the aggressive strategy. See him here as we go on board with Groundsy. Has shown potential here in the early parts of the race. Sadly, he did drop off after the tyre wear started to form in, but he is struggling with the car a bit out of that turn. Matt here chasing hard, trying to make it work. He has less fuel. Oh, sorry, Groundsy has less fuel. Will he have enough fuel though? It is 3.5 litres roughly per lap, after I corrected that. And will he have enough? That's the question here. Ben Gallagher, of course, between Matt and Groundsy, he may cause problems for Matt as we watch here. This will be a difficult one for everyone involved. I'm going to take a risk here and just commentate on the rest of the race. Oh, sorry. Commentators here is pushing hard in the last sector. He is gaining. He has 2 more push to passes left. Racing at Home has 6. He has 3 times the amount of push to passes, and he only gains a thousandth there. So it's going to be difficult for him. Let's see what Matt here is able to do on this time round. It's 48.6 to beat, and he sets a 49.6. He drops a second back. And Ben Gallagher spins in turn 1. Ben Gallagher spins after setting the fastest last sector. He spins around, trying to get back on track. He did not hit anything, but he will have dirt and sand and everything on those front and rear tires, and also massive flat spots. So struggling with the car towards the end here, and Racing Home seems to be able to deliver here when it counts, as he's able to push ahead of Commentators, breaking his mental strength there, using those push to passes wisely, and whenever Commentators looks hungry, he just uses it and he gets quickly past, or quickly clear. That's chasing, not able to catch back up to Groundsy, but it is a closely, actually, as Ben Gallagher sets the fastest sector 3 time again, after having a spin earlier. No, sorry, that was after the spin, sorry. Racing Home now has used another push to pass to pull away. So he's using those push to passes to good effect. Will he be able to get the fastest lap? We have not seen the best sectors from him on this stint. And he pulls away from Commentators and he gets a 1:46.3. That's a competitive lap time. Only 4 attempts behind the best lap time. Commentators there 48 flat. He loses an incredible 1.7 seconds. Though we do know Racing at Home used 3 push to passes on that lap alone. That's 10 seconds, or 9 seconds behind Groundsy. And Ben Gallagher here trying to push hard, make up for what happened. Sad to see such an aggressive strategy. And he runs off, and it's a massive crash. Car parts everywhere, lost a wheel, and there is a wheel on track. That may be problems for Racing at Home. That will also most likely be problems as he tries to make it back to the pits by the looks of things. But will Racing at Home suffer from this? See, yeah, damaged everything. He hasn't opened the rear differential, so he will struggle to get that back into the pits. He will be a danger on track. Racing at Home here, going through the long right-hander. But we do know after turn 1 there is wing parts and a tyre in the roadway. And these cars are sensitive. If he does hit one of those, the front wing will get damaged, if not completely torn off. And these cars are running exceptionally heavy on the front wing. If he damages it, it will be critical to his race efforts. Slowing down up to 3 or 4 seconds on the 4 laps. No, sorry, 2 seconds. Pushing on their Commentators following behind. They are now on the same amount of push passes, and as we approach it, let's go on the bonnet here. See if you can see those car parts. They were laying, as we saw them, on the left side of the track. Racing at Home using the second to last push here. And he hits it. He hits the tyre. What about Commentators? Will he hit the tyre? Is it clear? Tyre is clear. Let's see here if he did get damage. It will then be to his right side wing, and Matt is gone for a pit stop, possibly for damage. But let's see, examine here, see if he has damage to his front right. Does not look like it, but still, and he has used his last push to pass as well. This may be dangerous for Racing at Home. Running uneasy here, out of push to passes with 3 minutes left. He has the gap. And will Matt go for the fastest lap as well? He's going for a pit stop here, running low fuel. Just enough to make it to the end. Fresh tyres. This will get interesting indeed. Yellow flag, there's been spinning off. It's Ben Gallagher, he's pulled off to the side of the road. Completely shut down the engine, he has gone boof. Yeah, 146 degrees centigrade. As everyone approaches. Of course, powerless to do anything with such a hot engine, unable to move. As Groundsy gets past there, and Ben Gallagher retires after damaging his car. He made it past, he made it quite far, even losing a rear wheel, but still unable to complete the lap. So here we have Racing at Home. Let's see if his straight line speed is hurt anything by the tyre. So we saw him last time round, well, using no pusher pass, he was able to do 290 and minimal damage, if any, to the number 19 Honda. Commentators dropping even further behind. One push to pass left, he won't get the fastest lap from that. So we had then the pole sitter will most likely come out to do it as Granzi runs out of fuel on the last lap. This, no, second to last lap. This will be interesting. Will Matt be able? No, that's too long. But will, and then he only needs a short dash for fuel and tires. This goes up here. Yeah, only fuel. Putting in 9 liters. No, 8 liters. Sorry. This man here won't be able to catch that back up. Both missing on the strategy, but they're both able to keep their positions. Matt sadly not being able to convert it into a podium. As Granzi gets out of the pits. Matt will be trying as hard as he can to catch him though. Granzi nearing the end of the pit. And the speed here difference is rather big. Matt is now, Granzi, sorry, is out of the pits. And Matt can see him, but it's too far. If Granzi makes a mistake, then he might be able to, but by the looks of things, he won't be possible. And racing at home sets the fastest second sector at 36.156. Incredible effort here from racing at home. He's able to push hard when he needs to. He starts on pole with an amazing qualifying lap, half a second clear off the field, and he drops back behind 2 positions at the start of the race, pushes himself back up, spins on the fastest corner on the circuit, able to keep it out for a while, able to have minimal damage, and then proceed to play the strategy game, jump Ben Gallagher, who runs a difficult strategy and makes mistakes, and passes Commentators in the pit stop phase. And as Matt sets the fastest first sector here, 39.3, the sprint for the fastest lap may be in his favour. Moving quickly through that turn. And he runs a bit wide, has to lift on the exit. That may be the fastest lap gone already. And we see drivers here, some drivers running the engine rather cold and some running it rather hot. It's racing home here. Finishing up what he's done. Commentators sadly not able to challenge for the win. He was able to in the early parts of the race, but after the pit stop phase, he simply did not have pace that he needed. He also made a spin, which slowed him down quite a bit and put him towards Granzi and Matt, so he wasn't able to catch back that up. He did manage to close the gap to 2 seconds toward the last 10 minutes, but racing at home using his superior amount of pusher passes, he saved from the start of the race. He was able to pull away by 8 tenths as racing at home here, last corner coming up here. He's closing up first gear. He is comfortable as is, running the curve, taking a bit of grass. So moves up to start finish straight. And he's across the line in P1. Commentators here. Tried his best, was not able. Sadly, and racing at home along with the last lap sets the fastest sector 2 time. And here comes Granzi here. A minute behind. Both Granzi and Matt had problems during the race, which sadly pushed them back so far. But it looks like a strong start here for racing at home. Will he do donuts though? That is the question. Will he do some celebratory donuts or will they just cruise? They will cruise. He's playing the team game here, preserving the engine. As Commentators are using a bit of curve, waving around for the P2 he got. Racing home just comfortably cruising, coming to a stop here by the looks of things. Let's go into the bonnet here. And Granzi here coming up to the run to the line. And racing at home goes for donuts as Granzi crosses the line. Here's racing at home doing donuts for celebratory reasons. And Matt last across the line. And that's it. Fastest lap goes to Ben Gallagher. A 1:45.982. 1/10 separated the fastest laps. that's it for me. Bye.